Book Dragons, I'm back. So today I'm gonna film my, oh my god, I can't believe I'm filming my January TBR. This year has gone by so fast. It has gone by so fast. I'm gonna have like a stats video at the very end of this week probably where I go through everything I read in 2022, but I'm not quite there yet. I still hope to finish a few things. I have one more day left and I can do a lot of damage in a day if I'm focused. But we are going to talk about what are the books I'm going to read in January. So I'm breaking this video up for the foreseeable future into 3 parts. So the first part is going to be my yearly goals, which you should have seen that video already. So every month I want to read 5 categories. I want to read 2 YA fantasy, a sequel, a nonfiction, and an adult fantasy. And that will sort of play into my game, which I will explain in a little bit. But this is the things I want to focus on. So the 2 YA fantasy books that I am going to focus on for the month of January is Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. This is a dream-based fantasy novel, and that is all that I know. I have read Rebecca Ross's other things. I read her standalone, which was like ancient Greek inspired, and I really enjoyed that. So I'm going to put this one on my TBR, and I'm also going to put on my TBR Castle in Their Bones by Laura Sebastian. When I was reading this, it gave me like 3 Dark Crown vibes. I don't know a lot about it, but I think it's about these train for this, my doves. You know who to strike and know when they're vulnerable. But I think it's about 3 brides, and they have to kind of get married for political intrigue purposes. Definitely gave me like 3 Dark Crown vibes, and I'm super excited for this. And this also will work for my e-arc category, which I will talk about next. But yeah, these are the 2 YA fantasy that I'm going to put on this TBR. They're pretty chunky, but I do want to read them. And again, I struggled with YA fantasy the whole year of 2022, so I'm gonna put some fantasy on this read and it's gonna get read. And then the next thing is a sequel. So I am gonna pick up Stella Luna by Shannon Messenger. This is the 9th book in that series, and they are pretty chunky. But I really read this pretty quickly, and I am so invested in this world and these characters, and I cannot wait to know what happens next. So yeah, Stella Luna will get read hopefully sooner rather than later, and I'm really excited for it. In the nonfiction, I'm gonna have to attach a photo. I did pre-order the spare autobiography from Prince Harry, and I want to read it, so that will get read. It's going to be the focus. I'm in the middle of his series. I'm not totally done, but I am really enjoying it. And again, perspective is everything. I just want his side of the story, and I just want to support him, so that's why I'm going to read that. And then my adult fantasy choice, I'm torn between 2. Someone did put The Well of Ascension on my 12 for 12, so I'm gonna put The Well of Ascension on here. I will admit I didn't love Mistborn book 1, but I want to really give Brandon Sanderson a more solid chance, so I'm gonna pick up Mistborn, but The Well of Ascension, and see how I feel about it. It's pretty chunky, but I'm hopeful I will enjoy it. So this is what I'm gonna put on, and then for some reason I have an issue or it's not working. I also have Among Thieves by MJ Kuhn. I got this up at Comic-Con, and this is about a thief. So these are the 2 that I'm going to put on my tentative TBR, but I really want to read this one, especially because we're getting Brandon Sanderson's Secret Projects in January, and I want to be caught up. Yeah, so those are my 5 books that are on my like yearly TBR, and if I'm able to read all 5 of these things by the end of the month, or have at least started them, I get to get 1 book out of my I get to buy 1 book next month. So if I read these 5 things off my TBR, I get to buy 1 book, which is super exciting. And the next thing we're going to talk about is arcs. We're gonna have a chat about arcs. And I just have to show you Prince Harry's gorgeous face, so I hope you like that picture, because that book is pretty. So I also want to try to read 5 e-arcs every single month, because my NetGalley score sucks. So 2 of the books that I have a physical copy of, I do have a e-arc of Castle in Her Bones, so that will count when I'm reading. I also want to read Queen Among the Den by Lindsay Livingston. I've had this for so long. It's a stunning Celtic YA fantasy adventure set in the ancient kingdom of Erie, inspired by the legend of the first true Queen of Ireland. Perfect for fans of Shelby Mahorn and Adrienne Young. And I've read both of these authors and have enjoyed them. And I love a good Irish retelling, so this one I'm super excited for. I got this so long ago. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. I also have a physical arc and an e-arc of Salt and Sugar by Rebecca Cavallaro. And this is a contemporary take on Romeo and Juliet set in Brazil, where debut author was raised. And I think it's like two kids, they have competing bake shops in Brazil, which I think is so cool. And I love Romeo and Juliet when it's done well, so hopefully I really like this one as well. So that's 3 books for that, and then I'm going to add 2 more. One I have to read because I'm on a blog tour for, and it's called The Spice Road. Let's take a look at that picture. I'm going to read the summary for you on Goodreads because they say it better than I do. The first book in an epic fantasy perfect for fans of Sabah Here, Haisa Safael and Elizabeth Lim, set in an Arabian-inspired land, raised to protect her nation from the monsters lurking in the sand. 17-year-old Mani must fight her brother, whose betrayal is now her greatest threat. So, I am all for that. It sounds great. And I love Arabian-inspired lands. Like, it's normally very dusty, and like I love the spice elements of it. Sounds really, really cool. I have like Sabah Here, have struggled a little bit with Haspa Sevel, and I really have liked Elizabeth Lim. So, those are good buzzwords for me. And then the next book I want to read that I'm really excited for, and I'm so happy I have an e-arc, is Royal Blood. And I'm just going to attach a photo because it's pretty. It's sort of ironic that I'm reading Prince Harry's book because this book is all about, like, you know, American girl becomes the British monarchy's greatest nightmare in this thrilling new series where a royal scandal just got deadlier. And I think, like, she's found out to be the crown prince's illegitimate daughter, and things are wild. It was pitched to me sort of like Gossip Girl meets Tokyo Ever After and What a Girl Wants. So I'm really excited for this one. So those are my 5 e-arcs that I'm going to hope to focus on, and there was a nice balance, I think. And then those are my like yearly stats. Now I'm going to show you guys my game board. Now don't laugh at me. I'm not very good at drawing, but I am excited to try this new game board out because I love a good competition. Let me start this off by saying I love a competition. I love a game. I have thrived on all the games I've been a part of, and I'm so excited to keep continuing. Like my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and my other readathons, they really motivate me to keep reading. So I sort of made my own game, and this I don't even have a name for it because I got some of the stuff from the Shelfie Chronicles on Etsy, like her game pieces, and I sort of made my own board. And again, I'm gonna see how this works, but I want like some motivation. So what I did is I made a board, and I'll show it to you guys in a second. It's like a 3-layered board. There's like 3 different sections. And then I also made chance cards as well, and then I made bookmark challenges. And they just have various things like, and if I land on this challenge, I have to stop my TBR and do this until I'm done. So that will be like sort of like a mini challenge for me, and I wrote a bunch of them. So we'll see when I land on one. And I have to go around each board like 3 times, I think I said. So I'm gonna show you guys the board. Don't laugh at me. I'm not that artistic, but it has been super fun to make this. And like, again, it's just for fun. It's just motivating me. So yeah, let's take a look at it. So yeah, this is my board. As you could see, it has a bunch of like random stuff. It has like stuff from the Shelfie Chronicles and stuff that I made. So I'm gonna put you here. You're probably not gonna be able to see it the best, but that is what the board is. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll to see how many rolls I'm going to do this round. And it could be up to 6. So 1. Okay. I'm gonna roll again because I want more than 1. Like anything higher than like 3 and up would be great. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. I knew that was gonna happen. It's either 1 or 6. There's never any options. So I'm going to go roll 6 times and show you guys like 6 different roles, where I land, and then what the prompts are, and that is gonna help build my TBR. So we are gonna start over here on this board. All right, and I'm gonna find my dice, but again, this is live, so hopefully I don't make that many mistakes, hopefully. All right, let me go find my dice, and then we'll do the roll, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts about what the prompt is, and we'll go pick one. All right. So the first roll of the dice is a 2. So we're gonna start here. We're gonna go 1, 2. Ooh, okay. So this one's easy. This is actually my most recent physical purchase, and this is great because it plays so nicely into my series goal. So let me go get my most recent purchase. I'll be right back. Sorry, I'm doing this live, so the editing might suck a bit. But I just purchased a copy of Seekers of the Wild Realm, Legends of the Realm by Alexandra Ott. This is the sequel to it. This is the second book. This is called Legend of the Realm. I really like the first one. That was really, really cute. I've really been a fan of like the Aladdin series, which is where this come from. It's a super cute series. It's very, very creature-led fantasy, and I really, really liked book 1. And when I was kind of floating through my TBR, realizing I'm in the middle of a ridiculous ton of series, this one popped up, and I started at Barnes & Noble and I picked up a copy. So this will be an easy read, very, very short, and it'll be nice to balance out all those other fantasies. And it is a sequel, which will catch me up on a series, and I think probably wrap up the series, which is actually super nice. So that will be a nice way to start the year. Now let's go do the next roll. All right, so let's do my next one. This is my second roll. Ooh, and it is a 4. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I can't see what that is. Or oh, read a novella or a short story. Ooh. Oh my goodness. I have a couple that I got recently from when I went to Comic-Con. Alright, let me go see if I could find one, and then we'll chat, because I have a couple and I don't really read a ton of short stories, but I do have a novella, so let me go get that and then we'll chat about it. I'm super bad at reading short stories, but I did put it on my thing because I want to get better. But I am going to pick up Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna McGuire. I've heard really good things about this series, and actually I borrowed this from my friend like a pretty long time ago. And I think someone finally explained the series for me. So it's about these children that like vanish and go to like magical worlds, and then like they come back and they're at a school for them, and like the even number books take place at the school and the odd number books take place in the world. So I'm like very, very far behind. I have read her Over the Woodward World book and love that, so I'm gonna give this a shot. It's not super long, and I think because I have a lot of like heavy fantasy and like intense stuff, it was on my Beat the Backlist challenge as well, so that's pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna stick this on here, and I might try to grab the audio if I can remember, because I think I had it at some point last year and then it expired, but they are really, really short, and I maybe can listen to it when I'm working and just get it done. But I'm excited. I'm curious to see what her writing style is like in a book like this, and I would be interested to go into Middle Game or other books by her. I am intrigued. So this, I will stick on it, and then we're gonna do the other roll. You'll have to tell me in the comments if you like when I roll with you so I have the discussion, or do you like when I just pick my TBR first? I don't know. But yeah, let's go for a little ride, which is on the other side of the room. All right, so I rolled 2, so I was here. Okay, and I have most read, worst read booktuber. I haven't finished making that, like I'm still in the middle of like watching everyone's worst read video, but I was gonna do one that I think I'm gonna do. I'll have to look like on my list to see what people said, because I'm not done yet. I was planning on doing that tomorrow and just watching everyone's, but let me see if anyone's worst read I have, and I can just sort of toss it on here. I haven't watched everyone's yet, but let me go see if, oh, you know, I know what I could put on. I could put on The Appeal, because Gavin hated it, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go find that book. I'm going to put on The Appeal because Gavin did not like that book. He said it was really, really boring. And I've actually wanted to read it. So I'm going to do The Appeal. And Gavin didn't really like it. He actually DNF'd it. He didn't like hate it, but he didn't like it. So I can put that on it. Or I could do The Restless Dark for Meg. But I'll put that one on. Because I like have it. So I'm going to go with that and then we'll chat about it and then I'll remember. But yeah, Gavin's worst book was The Appeal and I wanted to read that. So that'll be what we're going to do for this TBR. I might, like, again, if I'm going through like I haven't finished watching everyone's video yet. They're still coming out. But I do know that Gavin did not like this. So I'm going to add this on here. It's written like a very, very unique format. And I think like it's told through like emails and stuff. And I really like books like that. So I'm going to put this on my TBR. Meg enjoyed it though, I think she said. So I'm going to add these two to my TBR. And then we're going to do 2 more rolls and see what the TBR gods have in store for us. And I'll be back with the next roll. All right, so we're there for worst two bread, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cozy fantasy. Okay. Huh. I have a good idea, and it will actually count as an audiobook too, because I do have the audio for this one. So I'm gonna go get that. That I DNF'd quite a few times, but it is a cozy fantasy. I did get the audio, and it's basically part of the Regency fairy tale series. This is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. And I think this is about a girl named Theodora, and she has been cursed, so she only has half a soul, and she's sort of trying to help her cousin in the Regency season. It sounds adorable. I was struggling to read it physically, so I have the audio. I grabbed it and I bought it. So I'm gonna make this my audiobook for the first half of the month. And I hope that I like it a lot more on audio, and I'll probably grab the other ones as well. But yeah, this will be my cozy fantasy. I have a bunch more that I do want to read, but we will ease on in, and I have DNF'd this quite a few times. So I would like to actually get through it. But I have enjoyed it. I really struggle to read Regency romances. I know that's weird, but I really do like them, and I think the fantastical elements will be like perfect. So I'm gonna pick up this one, and we have 2 more rolls left. So again, I just didn't want it to be like one roll. That would have been very upsetting to me because the game wouldn't have worked. So okay, let's do the next roll. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's a 5-star read prediction, which again, I'm super excited for. This is also a 5-star read prediction, but I have the perfect one that I've been dying to read, and I just haven't had an excuse, and I'm gonna make it a sequel as well because that's my goal, so let's go get that. The book I'm gonna pick is Defend the Dawn by Bridget Karamer. This is the sequel to Defy the Night, and it's one that I have wanted to read. I actually have like 2 copies of this book because I bought one and then I got an e-arc, and I love Bridget Karamer's writing style, so it's not a shock. I'm really bad at reading sequels. I'm actually doing good because I have more sequels on here than I normally would. This is a 5-star read prediction, and I'm super excited for it. So there's a possibility I may start this tomorrow. We'll see. Depends on how I'm feeling in the morning, because I don't have any books for my last day in 2022. All of these books are game for that as well, so I may start a little bit early. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm going to put this one on my TBR, and hopefully I'll be able to fall back into the world and not be too confused. I have had issues with that in the past, but I'm confident I'll be okay. So I'm going to go make one more roll, and then we'll talk about a couple of other things I'm probably going to toss on my TBR, book clubs I would like to participate in, and we'll chat about that. So I'll be back. The check thing too. So all right, we just missed the bookmark. I wish I could have shown you that, but maybe next game, we'll see. All right, one more roll. 1. Ooh, so okay, so this is we're gonna do our first chance card, because I don't have any true crime on my TBR immediately, so we're gonna pull a chance card, and see. Ooh, I have to read a new to me author. I'll show you guys what it looks like. And I made these myself. I made these out of bookmarks. So I have to find a new to me author. That should be super simple. So, all right, I'm going to go find a new to me author, and then we'll chat. add to my TBR is The Midnight Girls by Lisa Janiska, and this was, I was told, was like a very, very wintry setting, and it is on my Self-Destruct TBR, which I haven't pulled any books from that yet, so this will be a nice way to start it off. And I'm going to add 2 more physical books just because I have them and I think I'm probably going to get to them. One is Begin Again by Emma Lord. This is a laugh out loud, funny, emotional, reasonable, sent up, Legally Blonde and the Ex-Talk. Begin is a vibrant romantic novel about the journey we take to find people and ourselves. So this is actually set in college. You don't get a lot of YA books set in college, so I'm really excited for this one. And Emma Lord is like one of my favorite authors. And this comes out in January. And then I also want to add Finding Her Edge by Jennifer Ecopiela, because this is the ice skating one and I think it's a great time to read it in January. Audiobook I'm not really going to go into much because I'm going to just let myself listen to what I want to. It's probably going to be like historicals and a couple of small time romances maybe. I do have to read Obsession for Peace Love Books, her Patreon. We're doing like a live show with Catherine Cowell, so I'm probably going to read that. And yeah, I mean, what I'm also thinking of doing is I'm also letting myself have 2 months to finish this whole TBR. So I'm probably going to put a couple of like other little things, and then at the end of January we'll reassess, and then I'll just do a chance round where I sort of chance, and I'll give myself 2 months if I need it. Because I always feel like it's just too much time. And I don't have enough time. And as other things pop up, like I may want to read Stolen Air, I may want to read something else. My Owl Crate book, my Fairy Loot. So I'm gonna give myself 2 months. I may not need it. We'll see. It's gonna be a crazy month. But yeah, that is my TBR. And then on the first day of January, I'll post a picture of my full TBR if I decide to add anything to it. But yeah, thanks you guys for watching. And let me know in the comments what are some books you hope to tackle in January. And I'll talk to you guys for my next video. Bye, friends.